At the heart of the Jets' 24-3 beatdown of the New England Patriots last night on Thursday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers taking all the hot headlines, but the defense for the Jets looked outstanding. And the Patriots are bad offensively. Very bad.
Yes, there's not a redemptive quality about them.
Ramondre Stevenson is redemptive. He is.
Okay.
I mean, he is. You run behind that offensive line. But finds a way to get yards. They are dreadful up front. The Patriots are.
Mm-hmm.
But what we saw last night was a Jets defense actually manhandle in Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner. Those guys looked
Will McDonald
phenomenal last night. And it was a clinic up front. I mean, Will McDonald, he looked good. I mean, problems tackling. He had a bunch of missed tackles. But at the same time, everything else, he was in the right position, and the rest of the defense did their jobs, and the Patriots could not move the football. They allowed 7 sacks last night.
stuff.
That is absolutely...
Shout out Drake May for contributing to that. Got his welcome to the NFL.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Drake May. I mean, everybody wants to see Drake May. No, you don't.
No.
I've been saying this. You don't want to see him behind that offensive line.
You're going to get him killed.
And you're
paying. Jacoby Brissett is getting the money to get killed.
You're gonna Bryce Young him, where you're gonna break his confidence too, and he'll be a broken football player.
I mean, he's a foot taller and 50 pounds heavier, but
you don't want that.
But you don't want that.
You do not want that one bit. But I think that saying how bad the Patriots' offensive line is does diminish how good New York looked on defense last night, and those can be kind of springboard performances where it's like, you know, we all know this, whether it's like with your golf swing, or, you know, if you ever shot a basketball and had somebody like tweak something, you're like, oh, that's what it feels like. You can have those aha moments as a unit on the defensive side of the football. I mean, we'll see if it can carry over to a team that isn't as bad as the New England Patriots, which also makes the Bengals game the most confusing game in NFL history.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at I think that game was a combination of all of the Bengals stuff coming out of camp, Joe Burrow wrist, and just beginning of the season. But as it pertains to the Jets, we talked about this the other day. You mentioned, you know, hey, the Jets could come out of this. They get a bye week and then the Broncos, and it's like they could be 4-1 pretty damn quick.
Yeah, well, they'll be 3-1.
I'm sorry, 3-1.
3-1 there, and Denver with their offensive line issues that they got too,
and complete lack of offense. Like, that's a match made in heaven for the Jets.
And that's where you start the hype train kind of gets out of control. They may be humbled when they play the Minnesota Vikings, but who knows what the Vikings look like in 2 weeks too.
Who's healthy? Justin Jefferson healthy? Is Jordan Addison healthy? You know.
I also think there is something to be said about the Jets' start to the season. That was their 3rd game in 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
They played Monday night to start the season, Sunday, and then Thursday.
Then another short week.
You get that brutal stretch out of the way, and now you can kind of settle in a little bit.
But also, does playing 3 games in quick succession like that, does that aid in like getting units to come together? Because you're having those quicker opportunities to kind of like lean into it.
And you're doing it at the beginning of the season as opposed to the end of the season when you're beat to hell and having to do that. Yeah, I think with the way the AFC East is looking, there is hope and optimism for Jets fans now.
I mean, it's Jets and Bills.
Because without Tua, what are the Miami Dolphins going to be?
Nothing.
It's going to be the major question mark moving forward. What do they do at quarterback? I mean, they go and they sign Snoop Huntley, Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley. Remember that year?
Look, it's on the resume.
Remember that year?
It's on the resume.
He was a Pro Bowl quarterback, Tyler Huntley.
Hey, he got the bonus for it.
And you have Skylar Thompson, which...
Both of those guys' names...
Tyreek Hill meltdown in 3, 2, 1.
Look, Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson sound like players in the NBA on 10-day contracts.
Yeah. They do.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I think we're kind of skewed to Skylar Mays here in Portland.
Sure, but I mean, like, doesn't it sound like, yeah. Those sound like guys that the Blazers added to the tank for the last month of the season.
I mean, in Tyler Huntley, it sounds like a 6'9" white power forward from Butler.
Sure.
You know, that you signed. You're like, hey, he's a body.
Yeah.
He's a body. Yeah. That's a great
he
analogy right there.
And that's about it. He's kind of like new age, slower footed Luke Babbitt. Like, if I told you went to Creighton, would you believe it?
Yeah, I would. I would 100% believe that.
Plays alongside Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Yeah. And here's a text here on the Vancouver Ford text line, 503-864-6326. Says, Pat's O-line ranked 13th in last season per Pro Football Focus. Terrible? Yeah, they were. They were.
Yeah, PFF grades with stuff is always kind of like...
Well, it's because...
You have to understand scheme.
The scheme, and then... Well, they do. I mean, but I watched them pass block last year, and it was not good. I think overall they were 13th. I would love to go back and I'll check the Pro Football Focus on their offensive line in their pass blocking, because that is where they were brutal last year. As a unit, they were not good at all pass blocking, and that was with Trent Brown. So we'll see what they are this year.
New England Patriots last year were 29th
in pass blocking.
Yes, according to PFF.
Yeah, there you go. So they're really good in their run blocking because, I don't know, again,
they were 12th in run blocking.
Ramondre Stevenson really good.
Yeah. So they were
really good.
They were 12th in run block. So 29th and 12th, that's probably closer to, like, I don't know, 20th.
Yeah.
In the NFL in offensive line play.
That's not good.
It's bottom third.
They were really bad.
Yeah.
really bad. But good little win for the Jets. And not a great game to watch on Thursday night. Aaron Rodgers, though, I think that is the biggest thing right there. I think it may be the signal for what we're going to see the upper echelon of quarterbacks in the NFL do moving forward. He was getting the ball out quick. He was creating space on a
bunch of check down Charlies, huh?
But you know what? 275
Which
yards,
is hilarious,
baby.
Because what did you and I grow up with at quarterback?
Well, we grew up with a lot of those check down guys because they were running West Coast offenses.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, guys, that's what offense was for 25 years.
Yeah, man, it was pretty cool.